Fall Obsessed Outdoors is driven by Elite Archery, the world's most shootable bow.
Tell no lies, I ain't gonna apologize. You can see just where I stand, you know exactly who I am. Taking everything I want, don't believe me then just watch. Standing like the earth is mine, moving like I own this time. Can't stop me now.
It's freaking cold. All right, guys, it's game time. We are headed to Montana.
Man, another trip to Montana. I was super excited, and I had Chester going with me this year. I was coming off of the high of shooting a really nice buck up there last year with my bow. We were bow hunting only, no rifles. So I mean, this is a bow hunter's dream right here, to shoot an animal like this in an environment like this with a bow, spot and stock.
Welcome to our home for the next 10 days. This is an awesome place. We're super blessed to be able to stay here. So we're gonna take y'all in and check it out.
So we showed up at Montana. I didn't know what to expect from this lodge. Sam told me it was really nice, but man, we pull up and this is like a 5-star hotel. It's 2-story. There's bedrooms everywhere, and it's just amazing, this cabin.
We show up, we're getting our bow sighted in, and really as soon as we pulled in the driveway, man, it started snowing. Temperature was about 30 degrees outside, and right away we're really kind of questioning our original game plan of sitting over water holes the majority of the time. So we're anxious to get Drew in there and see what his opinion was, because he's the expert. He's done this multiple times for many years, and we're novice. I was up there last year and really only hunted 3 days and killed a stud. So I can't really say that I had a lot of experience. So Chester and I are pretty on a comparable level going into this, and we're once again relying pretty heavily on Drew's expertise to get this done.
So on this arrow, it says 10/1/18. October 1st, 2018, this is the arrow that I killed my last antelope with out here. And here it goes again. It's number 1 in the lineup to get deployed with the slick trick raptor trick on it, ready to eat. It's gonna kill another one. Just you watch.
This segment of Fall Obsessed Outdoors is brought to you by Cinnamon Creek Ranch, the ultimate in archery.
What's up, guys? Hey, listen here. This is day 1 of hunt time. We went last night to some public land, did some scouting. We didn't see anything, so we're gonna head up to the ranch this morning. Sam and Drew are gonna be back behind me on camera. I'm gonna be flinging the first arrow. Hopefully we can get it done this morning, and we can get Sam on one, and then just keep bringing you animals on the ground.
And so the property that we're going to is about 10 miles from the cabin that we're staying in. So I brought the Ranger with a full cab on it and everything, so we can drive back and forth, so we're not tearing the trucks up, getting them muddy and all this. Well, 10 miles in a side-by-side with 3 guys stuffed in the front cab is not that comfortable.
I'm sitting over there with my bow on one side, Chester's driving with his, and poor Drew's freaking sandwiched in between us. I don't even know what he thought. He's probably like, these Texas morons have just come up here with a game plan to drive this Ranger 10 miles. What are they thinking, you know? So,
but we finally, 45 minutes later, got to the ranch, and it's time to hunt. So here we go.
Long hike, let's go.
We start walking. Good night. We walk forever. It is very deceiving when you look and you see the show and you see where we're walking to. Trust me, it is a long ways. Sam and Drew both have 6-foot legs and I have 2-foot legs, so I'm practically at a trot with their normal walk, so I'm about to die. And it's snowing, everything's coming down, and there's a reason why you see these guys that have binocular protectors.
Unfortunately, I'm not very prepared for Montana. My binoculars are full of snow, so we're depending on Drew. He's the only smart one that keeps them tucked in his jacket.
Yeah, yours are filling up pretty quick.
So we get out there, and beautiful country. I love being in Montana, but right away I'm knowing that something's off, because it's not like last year. Last year we're walking the same trails, the same hills that I walked last year, and I saw a lot of good antelope last year. And this year we're not seeing anything.
We didn't see any. Unfortunately, his father-in-law has built a new fence around the property and added a bottom strand of barbed wire. Well, I didn't know this at the time, but the pronghorn do not like to jump fences. They want to go under them, crawl through them, whatever. But with that bottom strand, we literally had not one pronghorn on this property. All right, well, we have spent the last three and a half hours out here at Drew's place. We walked up and down and we searched for tracks. No tracks, so Drew's made mention that we might go check another piece of property they have. So we're about to all pile in the Ranger, drive around there and see if we can't figure something out there. And if we don't see anything there or anything like that, then we've got thousands of public land right by the lodge, so we're gonna go check that out as well.
This segment of Fall Obsessed Outdoors is brought to you by Vapple Products. Bring them downwind.
Other side of the wall. Where's the wind blowing out here?
Wind's blowing from that way, I think.
From behind us. Yep.
From
so
behind.
it'll be perfect. So we'll get past them, and they're working into the wind or that way anyway.
Cool.
So we'll get past them, try and get somewhere out of sight, and then get out of the truck and try and work back.
Sounds good. So we just made a turn and we spotted some antelope. They're way out in front of us, but this is public land, so we're gonna try to ease on past them because we're in the open right now, but there's a hill kind of right on the other side and the wind will be perfect. So we're gonna try to get on the other side of that hill and then work our way down out of the pickup truck, see if we can get in range for a shot. It looks like there's a pretty decent buck in the group, so y'all stay tuned. So I was up first on public land. It was still cold. The snow had kind of rolled out of there and had already kind of started to melt away. It had warmed up to about 40 degrees outside. We were just driving around the pickup truck trying to locate a good group. I was hunting, Chester was videoing for me. So we roll up, top this hill, and we see this group of them out here, and there's a nice buck in that group. So Drew, being the expert, made the decision that we're going to keep driving. We're going to drive past them and around them. They shouldn't react, and then we're going to come back up behind them and try to get a shot. And that's exactly what they did, and the antelope behaved exactly like Drew said they would in staying in that area and not really reacting to the pickup truck, just driving down the road past them.
So we drove past them. They're actually moving in our direction. The wind is perfect, so we're going to see if we can creep up on this hill and maybe get a shot at them. They're used to seeing vehicles drive through, so they're not startled by vehicles. But we need to be very careful with our movements to make sure we get a shot.
So we're walking up, and Drew's telling me exactly where these guys are. He's like, they're right on over this hill, and we're easing our way up there, and finally get up in a spot, and he tells me, get down, they're coming this way. So get down on our knees. I'm getting my bow ready. I'm ready to adjust my CBE sight to have the right range for the shot. Drew's got the rangefinder. Chester's kind of hanging back to the side a little bit videoing, and next thing I know, this buck is coming up about 70 yards out, and he tells me it's 70 yards on the nose. So I set my sight at 70, and I'm getting ready to pop up. I had this little sagebrush right in between me and where this buck is. It's the only thing that's obstructing my view. So I get my bow ready, and I start easing up, and right as I get to the point where I'm just about to put him in my sight housing, he's gone.
If it was the last day, I'd be mad, but that was our first stalk. That was fun. So, Drew spotted them. They're right here. I don't know how much you saw, but they camped that hill. He kept telling me 70, 70, 70. So I put my pin on 70, and buck was right behind this little sagebrush. So I drew back, and then I tried to ease up, and right when I eased up, right before I could settle my pin, is when they took off. So yeah, that was a good buck.
Just doing all the surgery on the decoy, making it a little better to use. That's how Minnesotians work, upside down. Let's go kill one. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
We've been hunting here in Montana for a couple days, and we have tried and failed several times. So we decided that we're going to pull Oscar out. And for those of you who don't know who Oscar is, it's a fan decoy. And Drew swears by this thing. I was a little skeptical at first, but here we go. So we're driving through the public land, and we've got a road that we've been seeing a lot of these pronghorn on, so we try to keep going back and forth on this road. We have two nice bucks up in the road, and so we stop. Drew says, let's do it. Let's get the decoy out. Sam, Drew, and I, we pile out of the truck, and we start heading up to the top of this mini mountain. And Drew gets up there and in front of us with the decoy, and believe it or not, they come up on top of this thing to see what this decoy is, and I couldn't believe it. Drew's in front of me with the rangefinder. He is, he's whispering out to me, 40 yards, 40 yards. And I draw back, and I'm holding my 40-yard pin on him, and I let it go. Where is he? Where do you want? Man. So we're all congratulating each other. They're hugging me, I'm hugging them. We're so excited. I have shot my very first pronghorn. And we see this dude trucking it. And I'm thinking to myself, he should have already bled out and gone down. I don't know how good a shot I made. He should have went down by now.
This segment of Fall Obsessed Outdoors is brought to you by Slick Trick Broadheads.
When I was looking at him through the binoculars, it looked like he was bleeding right here. Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. I think I shot high in the no man's zone. Well, first encounter, Drew put us right on them. We used a decoy. They walked right up. They didn't spook off, and Drew ranged it for me, and it happened so fast. I don't have any excuses. I just made a bad shot. Stay tuned. Maybe we'll I don't even know what to say. Pretty disappointing.
Chester got a shot opportunity, and man, it was kind of just a sucky deal. You know, you don't want to have that happen to you, but it's a part of hunting. That's what happens. You do make bad shots, you do have misses, and in Chester's defense, the adrenaline was pumping, these guys were moving, and making a shot on a moving animal is very difficult. So, like I said, it sucks, but it's a part of hunting, and it's something that you just got to push through and carry on past, unfortunately.
So we've done our due diligence to track this animal down and finish the job we started, and it just didn't work out for us. There's thousands and thousands of acres out here that these things go and hide, and so 3 days later we come up on a bachelor group, and lo and behold, the one that I had shot and hit was in that bachelor group. You could see the blood spot. He's eating, he's drinking, so we are going to press on. So guys, I just want to recap a little bit. This has got to be the hardest bow hunting I've ever done in my life.
This was the most challenging hunt that I've ever had, without a question. It topped Montana the year before. It was a completely different environment. We were in a completely different atmosphere and completely new challenges, really.
To travel 22 and a half hours straight to get to Montana to hunt these pronghorn and come home empty-handed was probably one of the most disappointing times I've ever had in my hunting career, but at the same time, the most fulfilling and the most educational that I've ever had as well.
The crazy thing and the craziness in me, I guess, is that I do it all over again. Maybe take a rifle this time, because like Chester said, it's a long way to go to come back empty-handed. But I feel like experiences like this are how you gain more knowledge, are how you become a better hunter, a better bow hunter. And I feel like because of this experience, I'm better as the result of it. And next time that I find myself in a situation like that, I can hopefully make better decisions that could result in me coming home successful a lot sooner.
So all in all, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, do your homework, be prepared for the unexpected, And we just want to give a shout out to Drew and his family. We want to thank them so much for showing the hospitality that they showed us by letting us stay in their lodge, and we just enjoyed it, and we just want to tell you thank you.
This episode of Fall Obsessed Outdoors has been brought to you by Elite Archery, Vapple Products, Cinnamon Creek Ranch, CBE Sights, Slick Trick Broadheads, Scott Archery, Catch a Dream Foundation, and by Dual Game Calls.